Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again, man. Yet for another series in my undrafted spotlight. Um, I might do some of the draft picks too, like I said before, but I want to mostly concentrate on the undrafted guys because, like we said before, undrafted guys are always forgotten about. And one thing I will say about the Dallas Cowboys, although we haven't, made it to the NFC title game in a while. We haven't won a Super Bowl since '95. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. Um, you know, you don't win a Super Bowl since the '90s. A lot of people get on you about that. But as much as we haven't, we also have to realize that it's hard to win a Super Bowl, right? We see the Rams and we see the Patriots when Tom Brady was there and him going to another team and winning again. And we see the success that they have, and like we see how teams go all out, and we want that for our team too. We haven't gotten it, but understand there's a lot of teams that haven't won the Super Bowl just like us in that amount of time. So because we're America's team, people will talk about us the most, and that's the biggest issue. But you know, fans, stop listening to the outside noise. And I understand that it's frustrating, but if you're a fan, you're a fan. Look at the Browns. Look at the Lions. There's still teams in the league that haven't even won a Super Bowl yet. So, I mean, the fact that we have five, we still are tied almost for the lead outside of the Patriots. So, look at the Patriots. Then it's us, Steelers, not Steelers, 49ers, Steelers. So, you look at that and you're like, okay, you know, they haven't won the Super Bowl either. So we're still in the mix of things. So just look at it as when it's our time, it's our time. Because winning the Super Bowl takes a lot of luck on your side. Because look at the Bengals. Do you think the Bengals were good enough to be in the Super Bowl? It was a lot of luck that was on their side. Now, I'm not trying to take anything from the Bengals. Shout out to Flimlow Raps. That's his team. But, you know, I have nothing against the Bengals. I'm just saying, like, Lady Luck has to be on your side to get to that point. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say that they got there off of brute because remember that year, um, Joe Burrow got sacked a bunch of times. So, it's just one of those things where when it's your time, it's your time. And things just go right for you that year. So, hopefully we can get there soon. But one thing I will say about this team, have we take a lot of undrafted guys and we put them into the spotlight and they actually play well with the Cowboys. And we give them careers. And that's one thing I can say about this team that, they're really good at finding talent. I will say that. We just have to put that talent on the books and actually put it to the field and get results out of it. That's the issue there. So, spotlight today is on Marquis Bell. I know a lot of you guys know about Marquis Bell. He was one of the guys that we've been raving about all offseason. He's one of the undrafted guys that you probably think that will probably make this roster because when you look at the safeties in front of him, we'll talk about that in a second. But they actually gave him more money because I believe the Eagles. Uh, I know for sure the Eagles and the Rams were looking at him as an undrafted guy to go to him, but the Cowboys actually paid him more to come to Dallas. So this is the breakdown. So Marquis Bell, safety out of Florida A&M. Now main reason why he didn't get drafted because he had some issues. He was at Maryland at first, had some issues, never even played for Maryland. Ended up going to a community college in Kansas, but he's from New Jersey. I'm sorry. He went to community college back home in New Jersey, and then he ended up basically went to JUCO, right? And then he went to Florida A&M, and then that's when I'll give you his numbers in a minute. But he's 6'3", 212 pounds at the moment. The Cowboys gave him 15K signing bonus, right? So a lot. So the thing about that is, you don't have to do that for an undrafted guy, but they did that so he can come to warrant him to come to the Dallas Cowboys, and he has $200,000 guaranteed. Now, most practice squad players they get 100,000, maybe 150K, but 200,000 guaranteed. You know, he's the highest paid undrafted guy on this team, pretty much at this point. So you know, you gotta sign him to an actual contract. Not actual contract because he's signed, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like actually playing in a season, I think that he could do some things, even if he starts off as just a special teams guy for this team. But I think that he could definitely battle for a spot on this roster. At Florida A&M, he earned first team All Mid-Eastern Atlantic Conference honors back in 2019 with 61 tackles, 5 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and those 11 starts. Despite missing his 2020 season due to COVID, of course, the New Jersey native, he had a great final season in the SWIAC with 95 tackles, 2 sacks, earning him first team All Conference honors. Wonderful. But I'm going to tell you the reasons why he didn't get, which I explained. Part of the trouble that he went into. And some due to, like, him not being able to tackle, well, he tackles, but the way that he tackles, he doesn't wrap up. And one thing that I strive on, like when I was always taught when I played football, is to wrap the hell up. Because if you don't wrap guys up, if you're always throwing your shoulder, yeah, you might get a hard hit and make them fall here and there, embarrass them, but you got to wrap these guys up because half the time, if you don't, you're going to miss a tackle and they're going to run for a touchdown, period. He's been impressive in off-season workouts with the Dallas Cowboys. He's definitely showed up and showed out. So we'll see what happens in training camp. Training camp is the true test for these rookies, definitely. So we'll see at the end of this month. It's coming up, guys. Today's the 5th. The 20th, they're going to be getting out there and doing their thing. So right now, you look at the depth chart at safety. You got Ron Curse, you got Donovan Wilson, you got Malik Hooker. Now, he definitely can fit the bill being with these guys because he has a similar prototype. He kind of tackles kind of like Donovan Wilson, kind of like a wild boy, a wild child when it comes to that. He ran a 4.41 in the 40-yard dash. Some of his pros. He's got long arms. He's a big safety. He's a hard hitter. He gets his hands on runners whenever he doesn't take good angles, and he has great straight line speed. But with that, his cons. His hips and ankles are stiff. He plays upright too much. He's got to bend them knees and get low. His tightness hinders him from covering opponents while in man-to-man coverage. So, you know, he can't get a good gauge on these guys and get close in man-to-man coverage because of his hip tightness. Because, again, him getting up and turning, that's an issue because it slows him down and the guy's already running in front of him. He needs to wrap up that, and I will say this. He hits a lot with his shoulders. If you watch a lot of his tape, he does hit a lot with his shoulders. He definitely needs to get better at wrapping up. But again, these are things that our defensive coordinator, because we're a pro team, our defensive coordinator Dan Quinn can help out with. A lot of it is just mechanics. And I think that he will definitely, I pretty much think he'll make this roster. You don't give him that much money and he not make the roster. That's just crazy. Unless he just becomes a total dud, which I don't think, because from what I've been hearing, he was good this offseason. And like I said, we'll see what goes on in training camp at the end of this month and so on and so forth. Got preseason games coming up, things of that nature. So, again, we're going to see these guys in action. When the lights come on, they better show up and show out because there's limited roster positions. So, that's who I have for my spotlight today. Let me know what you guys think about Marquis Bell, the safety from Florida A&M. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Peace out, y'all.